Well, today's gospel reading is all about the devil. And I got to tell you, it was hard coming up with a homily. You might say I was having a devil of a time. But what can we say about the devil? Actually, we can say quite a bit. The first thing about the devil, I want to make this perfectly clear. The devil is real. He's not a cartoon. He's not a caricature. He's not to be defined as some amalgamation of evil or something like that, although there is a lot of evil in the world. The devil is real. In fact, one of his biggest weapons he has is to make people think he's not real. That's when we really get in trouble. We blame other things. We don't think about temptation. We don't think about our own actions that way. It's a wonderful trick he has. So he's real. And the second thing, how to understand how he works. Well, I'm going to begin by telling you about a movie I hope many of you saw. It starred Brendan Fraser, and it was called Bedazzled. Anybody seen Bedazzled with Brendan Fraser? Come about 20 years ago or so. Funny movie. Brendan Fraser plays this, I don't know how to describe him, a guy that's kind of out of sync with himself. Doesn't know how to interact with people. Combination of a nerd and then not a funny one, kind of like an odd one. Like people try to avoid after, he talks too much. When he should shut up, he talks. And when he should say something, he doesn't. He's one of those people who just can't connect. Consequently, he has no friends. And no girl will go out with him. And there's a girl he likes very, very much. She doesn't even know he exists or is trying to avoid him one way or the other. So he's at the bar one night, and he's feeling very lonely. The people who he thought were his friends have abandoned him as fast as they could, when he bumps into the devil. The devil is a woman. Well, a lot of guys are nodding their heads. Wow. Anyway, the devil is a woman, and she tells Brendan, she says, if you turn over your soul to me, I will grant you 7 wishes. 7 wishes. And Brendan, she tries to tell him that your soul isn't worth much. Look at the lousy life you have now. I'll grant you those wishes. So, some of the wishes. Now, there's a theme to all of these. Wishes. One of the wishes is he wants to be rich, have a lot of money, and be powerful. Now, so he wakes up, by the way, he gives him one of those old, I forget what they call them now, those little things you used to punch the buttons into. And if he wanted to escape from the wish, he'd punch in 666. That's the number, 666. It's in the Bible, look it up. Anyway, so his first wish was powerful. So the devil snaps her fingers, and he wakes up in a bed, in a mansion, on a mountain, overlooking a valley. He owns everything he sees. They're bringing him breakfast in bed. He has all kinds of servants. It's going to look fantastic until he realizes that he's been turned into a Colombian cocaine drug lord. All right. Well, I'm not going to tell you what happens then, but he has to escape that situation. Then he has another wish, and that particular wish is he wants to have political power. He wants to be respected. He wants to be a leader. So he wakes up the next morning, and he's Abraham Lincoln going to the theater, the Ford Theater, with his wife. He barely escapes that one. So he has these, and the others are all on the same theme. The 6 wishes are all the same thing. If you see the movie and connect them, what you will find on all 6 of those wishes is that they're all about what he wants, about what he's looking for. It's all about him, his power, his authority, his prowess, his athleticism. I'm not going to tell you all the wishes, but that's what it's all about. And in the course of this, he's coming to the realization that just getting stuff for himself is not making him happy. That the ultimate failure of every one of these wishes, although you could see it as designed by the devil, is reality that nothing that you just described, just for me, myself, it's not going to fulfill. He saved on the seventh wish, because on the seventh wish, he doesn't wish anything for himself. He wishes that that girl that he had longed for, that she just be safe, healthy, and have a happy life. And the devil throws up her arms and says, well, that's the deal breaker. You did something for someone else, and the contract's torn up. Well, today's gospel reading, the devil acts the very same way. Jesus is hungry. He hasn't eaten in a long time. And so the devil's like, well, why don't you just turn this rock into some bread there and take care of yourself? And Jesus says, no, one does not live on bread alone. So then he takes them and shows them all the kingdoms of the world, all the power, all the authority, all the wealth. It can all be yours. And Jesus says, no, you shall worship the Lord your God alone. And then finally he takes them to the top of the temple and says, throw yourself down so you can have eternal life in this world. In this world, in your bodily form. That's what the devil is referring to here. And Jesus says, no, you shall not put the Lord your God to the test. He has a purpose in this life, and that purpose is going to be involved in dying for us on the cross. So that's how the devil operates. He tempts us about the things that we want. And when we can recognize that, then to counter that temptation is to think about doing something for somebody else. The people that you love, the people that you care about, the people who are poor and are without. When you extend yourself for others, when you think and pray for others, you think about others, that is the strongest thing you can have in resisting the temptations of the devil. Now, I know we need all things for ourselves, and I realize that. But that cannot never be the consuming drive of our lives. And I think if you're honest with ourselves, you realize that it's the things we do for others are the things that last. Every single funeral I do, when I tell people, write down about what you remember about them. It's almost never about what they did for themselves. It's always about what they did for the others. They showed up to the grandkids' games. They were always there for us. They made dinners for us. They cared about us. They took us here. They took us there. In other words, it was always other-oriented. That's how you beat the temptation of the devil. So think about others in this Lenten season. Pray for others. Do something nice for others. And the devil will depart from you, at least for a time.